All right, hello. My name is Ryan Stevenson, and today I'll be letting you guys know a little more about professional learning. So the first question we ask is, what is professional learning? And there's many different definitions and stuff that people could have came up with, but the one I came up with was, professional learning is ways teachers can modify or change their way of thinking about their teaching to better suit the learning needs of their students, which will ultimately help their academic achievement. I know most teachers back in the past, like teachers I've had, and I'm assuming teachers my parents have always had a set way of thinking, and I think more like now more than ever that we're going to need a change in how like teachers' roles are made. So I think teachers managing their classrooms and changing the way they're thinking and changing the way they're teaching will ultimately help students in the long run. So the second question we ask is, how does technology play a role in professional development slash learning opportunities? What I came up with was technology helps teachers collaborate with other teachers to find other learning strategies that help students and helps teachers invite learning outside the classroom. I would say collaborating with teachers is crucial because there might be something that one teacher thinks of or multiple teachers think of that you might not. And when you collaborate with them, it's just like you thought of it because the students don't know the difference if you came up with the idea or not. But collaborating with teachers gives you many more ideas that you might not have once thought of. And inviting learning outside the classroom for teachers can send things home with students or keeping learning at the front of students' mind when they leave the classroom. The third thing we ask is, why is professional learning important to you as a future teacher in your specific content area? My specific content area is mathematics, and I said professional learning is crucial in becoming a future teacher because being good and using professional learning techniques will take the pressure off my shoulders to come up with original teaching strategies and ideas. This kind of ties it back into the last slide where I said collaborating with other teachers. Like when you collaborate with other teachers, you can come up with different ideas. You can deflect your ideas off those teachers. They can give you some ideas that worked in that classroom. Now, of course, all classrooms are not alike, but when you can collaborate with a teacher, you can find out, hey, this worked for this teacher, so it might work for me, or they said this didn't work, and you might plan on using it. So there's many different benefits in using professional learning to become a better teacher. The fourth question we're asked is, how often should professional learning opportunities take place? That's kind of a touchy question because I think there should be really no cap on how many professional learning opportunities should take place, but I said opportunities to show professional learning should be prominent in the classroom, but there needs to be a balance of one's individual learning strategies for their students, professional learning strategies. So I would say like a teacher with their own strategies of learning have to would have to balance those balance their own individual strategies of something that they picked up on, something that they've taken from either their childhood or just growing up and becoming an adult, and mixing those with professional learning strategies, things that have been proven to work in classrooms and been proven to increase students' academic achievement. So I said I think there needs to be a balance in between those two within any classroom. And for the last thing, we're given a hypothetical. We were said if you were given a grant of $1,000 to only use towards any professional development slash learning opportunity, conferences, trainings, certifications, etc., respond to the following prompts in reflection to how the grant money would be utilized. So my hypothetical, I said if I were given $1,000 to use to any professional development opportunity, I would choose teaching conferences. An area I would need to become more competent in from a teaching standpoint would be the technological side. I also said teaching conferences are described as conventions teachers go to converse about new findings that can ultimately help teaching flow smoother for all students and as well as help student success levels. I personally like teaching conferences because as I've said this whole presentation, I think that when you can collaborate with teachers that's been in your spot, even becoming a new teacher, collaborating with other teachers, bouncing ideas off each other, seeing what worked in some classrooms, seeing what worked in most classrooms, seeing what hasn't worked, I think will really prepare teachers to be the best teacher they can for all students. And then it's continued. I said I would choose teaching conferences because I would love to hear different viewpoints and learn about different teaching styles and strategies from people who have content professions. Kind of what I talked about last slide. I also said in participating in teaching conferences, I believe I will come back to my classroom better suited to help students and fit their needs that will help them succeed and achieve. Last, I wrap up, I say I will integrate the knowledge I have learned from the conferences by incorporating newfound learning strategies in my classroom, as well as passing on knowledge to teachers and administrators in the building to help their teaching flow smoother. And I think that that's the biggest thing with the teaching conferences is like coming back with newfound knowledge to help not just you, that would be selfish, but to help the whole building. Like if you send one teacher to a teaching conference, they should be able to come back and report on strategies or things they found that worked out in the classroom, and they should be able to help pretty much every teacher in the building if they want it. Every teacher in the building with their classroom and helping them with ideas and strategies that they found out from either themselves or from the conference that they went to. So I think choosing the teaching conferences would be a well use of the $1,000 grant money we were given.